Alright guys, what's going on? So we're gonna give you a lot of updates as promised on Instagram. I know that last time that we did an update about our fertility journey, it was a couple of months ago.
Almost a year ago. If you guys didn't know, Saz and I have been trying to have kids. I've never really been on birth control. We've never had a pregnancy scare, nothing of that sort. So after trying for 8 months, I noticed that I just wanted to get checked.
So we're gonna give you a recap of what has been happening since then. Then we're gonna talk about the now, and then we're gonna talk about the future. What happened since the test? I took the test. It came out negative in the sense that I was having issues with my what do you call it? Morphology. We assumed I was taking a beard treatment, and I had stopped it. And then about a few months later, I went to get checked again, and when I got checked, everything seemed normal.
So for those who don't know, the morphology is the shape of his little swimmers. So when they have odd shapes, for example, 2 heads, no head, little head, no tail, that means that the shape of the little swimmers are not good. So they can't swim to get to where they need to get to make the baby. So we thought that it was because of he used the beard treatment.
Which it seemed like it was that.
Yeah,
because
we met a lot of people actually.
Yeah, we got a lot of messages from people that told us they had the similar experience. So I stopped doing the beard treatment, it's minoxidil, and then I retested and it came back normal, positive, healthy.
Yes.
Okay, so ever since then, guys, we have not stopped trying. It's been about a year and a half total, 2 years. And I know a lot of people take even much longer than that, but we want to make sure that we're being proactive now to see what we could do so we don't drag this on for another 2-3 years, and we're getting older.
Yes. So after he got his test result that said that he was fine, we just said, okay, now it's gonna happen naturally. We don't need to worry about it, and I guess we were just waiting for it to happen. So since he got his test results, I believe it was last December, so it's been almost 6 months and nothing has happened. So, and we've been doing it on the days that it says to do it. We've actually made some lifestyle changes in the sense that told us, oh, don't drink too much soda, don't exercise the day that you were gonna do it, because a lot of things. So we've been trying constantly and nothing has happened. So at this point we were like, okay, I just turned 35, like, are we gonna keep waiting or should we get more tests done? Because something is not clicking. And the weird thing that I would say is that before you even did your beard thing, remember?
Yeah.
We never had a scare. Like, we never had I might be pregnant, and we're married for 8 years. To us, it's like, okay, 8 years married, never had a scare, never, nothing. So at this point, I think Sebas made the decision that we may need a little help.
So what are we gonna do now? We're gonna try to be proactive. We're gonna get tested again, but now instead of just doing like a random test, we found a place that we can continually do treatment if needed. So it's not just like you get your lab results, they send it to one doctor, grab her results, send it to another doctor, and it's complicated in that sense. This fertility clinic, guys, the cool thing about it is that it's all in-house. The tests don't have to be sent to different places, okay? And they're gonna do in-depth testing to actually see if we have something wrong.
The cool thing about this is that we're actually gonna retest again. They're gonna check my egg count. They're gonna be checking absolutely everything. If we come out okay in what we've already said that we were okay, they do deeper testing that they don't necessarily do at the gynecologist. And the cool thing is that this will be a process we will do together. So they will study us individually but together as well, to see what's the best chances of us conceiving. I have to say that I guess I feel a little bit nervous. I don't know if it's normal, but as a woman, Sebas, like, I always feel like, oh, there's something wrong with me. Remember the first time? I was like, oh, there's something wrong with me, and then by surprise it was you. But I guess throughout all this time, I've always thought like, oh.
You think something could be wrong with you?
It's not that. It's just that I guess since I haven't been, it's weird for me to say it because I get a little teary. I don't know why.
You haven't been what,
because
fertile?
I haven't been, no, because they haven't found anything wrong with me.
Or at this point, me neither.
Yeah, but there's something about the woman like bringing life. Like I feel like most of us are born with that desire to bring life.
Yeah.
And I guess it comes to an age, maybe some of you can relate to me, that when it doesn't happen, like it's kind of like you feel that you haven't fulfilled that purpose. At the end of the day, even though they have said that there's nothing wrong with me, like in my mind, I'm like, but why can't I give life?
Do you think, and maybe you guys can help us in the comments, do you think we're just like losing patience? Because they said, I retested, I'm good, you've always been good. Are we losing patience?
I don't think so.
No?
No, because when we started trying before your beer, we started trying for like a year. And I remember that something just didn't click for me. Like I was saying to myself, like, this can't be this difficult. I know that it's not gonna happen like that, but there's just something inside of me that felt that there was something wrong, and that's why I pushed you to get checked. Remember that I was like, Saz, you need to get checked. There's something wrong. There's something
We
wrong.
started trying when I was doing minoxidil. So at that point, yeah, that was affecting it. I remember we started trying right when when I started doing the beard treatment. So in that sense, let's say that whole year technically didn't count because I was on minoxidil. The moment I got tested, I was still taking it, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna stop doing this, and then I got better.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, babe, it's really been
like 7 months.
Yeah, not even a year. When I discontaminated, like let's think about when we moved to the house. Around that time frame is when you can maybe count it. Is it us being not patient? It could be. Is it us that we need help? It could be also. So I think what the best thing to do is do an initial round of new tests and see. They'll let us know if we're not being patient. They'll let us know if we need to just calm down and keep trying naturally. Maybe they can give us some vitamins. Maybe some things of that nature. Some vitamins for girls, for guys, and go that way. But that could be too, babe. Maybe we're just not being patient.
I hope, because like I was saying Sebas the other day that I guess I felt a little scared. I guess I've looked, maybe it's been bad of me to do, but I've actually looked into like options that people had to take. For example, the IUI, the IVF.
Yeah,
and
it's getting to
and
you.
it's pretty scary.
You think it got to you?
No. It's pretty scary. Like, I know you haven't researched much about it, but it takes a lot of toll, like, to the woman.
Of course.
To the body. They have to take a lot of medicine. They have to take hormones.
So would you want to go that route?
I mean, if we can't have a baby and that's the only way, yeah. Will it
Makes you sad?
Yeah.
But
Will it
why?
be hard?
Why does it make you sad?
Yeah, because
You don't see it as a way of hope? Wouldn't it be more sad?
it's scary.
I'm giving you some perspective.
It's just scary.
Wouldn't it be more sad if, let's say, you do need help? We try, nothing happens. Wouldn't that be worse than actually being proactive?
Well, I guess it's easy for you to say since it won't be such heavy on you.
It's true. The guy is a different process altogether, guys. So how do you feel about that process, babe?
Well, I don't like to overthink, but I do. But if it does get to that, I guess I just have to let go and let God, because I am someone who takes a lot of care of her body, what I eat, and then I don't even like to take medicine, and unless I really need to, you know me. So I guess just having to do so much to make it happen, I think maybe emotionally and physically it could be a toll for me, but if it's gonna result in me having a baby, then it's worth it.
Yeah.
But it is scary.
Yeah.
I do feel a little scared.
It's something we've thought about, guys, but we're not there yet, obviously. Hopefully we don't have to go that direction. But like Espe said, if we need to, then we need to. You know, the goal is to have a baby. Why do we say all this, guys? For two reasons. Number one is because you guys asked for the update. So this is a proper update. Two is to help anyone out there that is going through this. There's a bunch of people, a bunch of relationships and couples going through the same thing and in different stages. So we just want to be vulnerable and open up about our journey, okay? And learn from you guys. You guys can learn from us how it is. As you can tell in the video, there's different emotions, right? Different perspectives. Men and women would be treated differently in terms of taking those next steps with medicine. So we're gonna try to document as real and authentic as possible. If we're having a good day, we're having a good day. If we're not having a good day, we're not. And we're gonna try to just communicate that in hopes of helping people out there. Not that we know it all, but at least so we can be friends about it, and you and I both can learn from each other, guys. So that's the goal with why we're saying all this.
So next week we start process, and we're gonna be sharing it with you guys, taking it step by step. And I guess just keep praying for us, you guys. Like, I mean, we do want our baby. I guess people can only really relate to it when they go through it. You know, there's a lot of frustration, sadness. There's a lot of emotions going on, especially because you desire to have a family. Like, we bought this house just to have a kid. Like, this house feels empty without a kid. Like, at that point, I would have stayed in the apartment because this is too much house for just the two of us. And we just kept taking steps for family, and that family hasn't happened. So I guess that's the sad and frustrating part. And I'm just thankful to God that...
But don't be sad, babe. I feel like you're sad.
I am a little sad.
Don't be sad. I think this is positive. We're getting tested on Thursday. It's positive.
I guess I'm just scared.
Okay, that's different. Scared of what we would have to do.
Or if it doesn't happen, Sebas, some people don't have, and that's fine. O sea,
No, we'll figure it out. We'll adopt or whatever, you know? But I don't think it's gonna get to that, babe.
I hope not.
I
But
think
I guess
a lot of
we'll
times
see.
we can get nervous and overthink. And it's important to stay positive, you know? It's important to stay positive and trust God in the process. And the way I see it, babe, maybe this can help you, is this allows us to know that if we do have to get treatment, we're already taking that first step. I think it's worse for you to keep going, make no changes, and nothing happen. And then you can freak out because then your time
40.
for example,
Yeah.
you know, then you're gonna be freaking out. So see it as a positive that now we're gonna get some answers and we have the right clinic to see next steps.
Yes.
Okay, so stay positive. That's what you gotta stay at.
So
and it's
stay
you
full
know,
of faith. I've been
Faith.
full of faith. I just know that we need to
Yeah.
take the next step and
there you go.
get rechecked again, deeper test, and just see what's
Well,
going
we'll
on.
share the test results obviously with you guys, and we'll share the journey. But what if the test results come out positive?
There's a lot of couples that even though there's nothing wrong with them,
It takes time.
they just can't conceive
Why?
because it doesn't happen.
Okay.
So those couples get help from like doing IUI or like, so don't think that this is just, oh, if you're fine, I'm fine. No, there's some couples that just,
Okay.
no one has anything and it doesn't happen. You get me, and they need to get help.
Right,
So
okay.
I don't want you to think that it's
That's
just
the,
like, okay, if there's something wrong, this is why. No, people get help without any real issues, Eva.
Oh, okay, I
It's
see.
because it just doesn't click.
Okay.
So
I guess we'll find out.
I guess we'll find out.
We'll find
And
out.
also, once we go, we're gonna be a little bit more knowledgeable of the subject, of what's going on, because at this point it's just, we're like in a basic point,
Yeah.
like beginners.
Yeah.
And we're gonna learn a lot about
A
the
lot,
topic,
yeah.
and we're gonna learn a lot about ourselves. And I just thank God, the most important thing is that throughout this season of us trying,
Mm-hmm.
it hasn't really affected our relationship in the sense of, I know a lot of couples who would really get so heavy on them that
I think that's the worst.
Yes.
The worst thing that can happen is that, babe.
So I really thank God that at least His grace has helped us to not let it affect us as a couple.
If that happens, I think that's the worst outcome because
Yes.
it's breaking
I know,
apart.
You have to understand that it's pressure, babe. A lot of people get really pressured,
I
frustrated.
get it, pero that's why I'm like, we need to faith and stay and see everything for the good.
Yeah.
That's what I think is key.
Mm-hmm.
See everything for the good. Oh, we're getting tested. That's amazing. We're one step closer.
It's good. Men and women are so different.
You have to stay positive.
No, I'm positive. I'm positive.
Okay.
I'm a little scared. I'm not
That's
gonna lie.
fair. That's fair.
A little nervous. Like I keep thinking about Thursday, and I'm like I get a little nervous, and
But it's good.
But it's good.
There we go. All right, guys. So make sure you subscribe to see updates, and we'll see you next week after.
We'll see you at the clinic.
How long do the test results take?
I don't know, babe.
You don't know?
No.
Okay. All right, so I guess
But
we'll
they're
see
gonna do
you.
like an ultrasound to me. I don't know if it'll do anything to you that day, but I guess we'll keep you guys updated and just pray for us. Keep us in your prayers. We're big believers in faith and we're big believers in power of prayer. And if you guys can take a little bit of your day to pray for us, I would appreciate it.
All right, babe. We love you guys. See you next week.
Bye.